recording. Let's get this show on the road. Well, good evening, everybody. How are we? Fab to see some lovely, smiley, happy faces here this evening. And welcome to the Weekly Skills Zoom call. So what we're going to be doing this evening is I'm working in partnership with the lovely Donna Warren, and we are going to be having a chat to you all about events, okay? So the importance of events and all of this kind of gubbins. Now, before we get started, as I mentioned just now, if you're not already muted, please make sure you mute your microphone as you come on board. That would be great. It just minimizes all the distractions in the background if you've got stuff going on. So amazing, lovely job. So a little bit of background and introduction about me. My name is Hazel Thomas. I am STL in the business, teetering precariously on the brink of GL, and I've been in the business for coming up to 9 years now. I've had my own journey along the way, stopped en route to have 3 children, and have really kind of taken this business from my head down to my heart. It has changed my life and totally rocked my world. So I'm purple through my veins now. Give you a little bit of a background. I'm a photographer by trade. I've had my own photography business for about 12, 13 years now. That didn't serve me while I was having my babies. It cost me money rather than put money in my pocket. So this business, however, has really proved its worth and been a massive, massive support network to me through some challenging times over the last few years. Donna, come on board. Let me just unmute you. There we are. And just give us, oh, there we are. There you are, Donna. Sorry, you go then, Donna. You do it. I'm muting and she's muting herself. There we are. Perfect. So Donna, just tell us a little bit about yourself this evening. Give us a quick little bit of background for you.
Yeah, so some of you will not know myself and Rob, but we're very busy, work full time, have several businesses, a shop and a cafe, and we joined the business 4 years ago, and we hit STL in February, which was very exciting. Absolutely love the business. Took me a while to join, but I joined. And for me, what we earn part-time doing this, very part-time because we are so busy, is amazing, and it will totally in time outweigh what we do having a shop and a cafe. So yeah, for us it's a great decision, and for everyone else who's on this call, obviously great decision for you as well.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Lovely job. So as I mentioned just now, we're going to be talking about everything events this evening. Leaders say that events are the absolute glue that hold our business together. And they are the key to this business. And it's so, so true. It's absolutely imperative if you're going to be successful in this business to get to as many events as possible. Why? Well, hopefully by the end of this call, it will all make sense to you. So Donna, over to you to get started.
Okay, so we're going to really talk about events and what is an event. So anything can be associated with all of us doing things together within the business. So we obviously have the opportunity presentations every month locally. And there's a good saying which we were talking about earlier, and people do say, you know, if you have a guest, you need the op. And if you don't have a guest, the op needs you. There's other people there with a guest, so do go along and support them. And it's a great way of showing people the business opportunity. And obviously anything, business launches, trainings, team meetings that you might have locally with your teams and cross networking, anything of that we would class as an event. Along with the big ones, not to mention things like MAD, which we've got coming up very soon in September, which I've already booked on. I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't, that's why we're talking to you tonight, to try to get you booked onto those things. And we obviously have our Express Day as well, the beginning of the year, so March time, and different local kickoffs as well. So anyone who doesn't know what most of those things are, you know, I know there's a lot of people that are joining in the teams. When you do come, because I'm going to be pushing you gently, when you do come to MAD in September, it is amazing. You really, really do not want to miss this. You might think, why do I want to drive to Cheltenham? Why do I want to get in a car and drive up there? And it really does make a massive difference. we will never ever forget one, and we will always have it in our diary. We will always go, and just what you will get out of this is amazing. So please do attend these events. And then obviously we have the Express Day, which is run by Utility Warehouse in March. But any of these things, if you're not sure what they are, speak to your upline and find out, or whoever signed you up, chat to them and say what events are around me. If you're not sure, cross network, and don't be afraid to ask what events are around.
Fab. And just to clarify, Donna, so they like Express Day and MAD is not because we're all mad, although we're a little bit crazy around the edges, but MAD stands for Massive Action Day, doesn't it? And these are the two kind of real massive events that the is organized, you know, via the company each year, and we're looking at upwards of, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people in the room. They're huge events, aren't they? You can't quite describe what they're like.
You certainly can. This isn't a training, you know, not that a lot of our trainings are sitting down, pen to paper, you know, they're always energetic, but this is amazing. Like Hazel says, you walk into a room, there's 5,000 people singing, waving flags, and it just blows you away. You realise what you've got. And I can honestly say, and anyone who hasn't gone is going to think, what, really? Well, everyone I cry on. I cry and I laugh, and we all hold hands, we hug, and it's all a bit, this is different, but you will never get anything like that anywhere else. It's amazing. And it just kickstarts. You know, you might be someone who's watching this, and you might have been in this for a year or so. You're thinking, oh, do I want to get back into it? Go to MAD, go to Massive Action Day, buy yourself that ticket, £20 for the ticket. And what you'll get out of that day is amazing. And you will then definitely be kickstarting your business.
Amazing, thank you. And you know, these events are absolutely powerful, as Donna touched on, but it's very easy to forget to prioritize these events, whether it be a massive company event or maybe your local event. Like, for example, we have a Summer Sizzler seminar happening in Cardiff in next month. We have in January, there's lots of kickoff events which are kind of spread all around the country, and you know, and even the op and you know, team meetings or even a Zoom call like this is still an event. And it's really easy to let life get in the way and kind of go, oh, you know what, something's happening tonight, or I've got this scheduled in and that scheduled in, and we've all had it. Life's happened to all of us. But you know what, it's that the events are what keep you going. They always say the speed of the team is the speed of a leader, and especially if you've got a team underneath you, it's really important to lead by example and make sure you're kind of encouraging and guiding people along, because you know, there's 1,000,001 reasons why you should go. And we're just going to touch on a few of these now. The first one is association. So associating with others, you know, whether it be your, you know, the MAD or Express Day where there's thousands of people in the room, or whether it be your local op where you just get to sit next to somebody new and strike up a conversation. You never know who you're going to meet, and you never know what little gems and amazing bits of useful information you're going to pick up from them that you can take away and, you know, put into practice. Pizza Express is a particularly, Pizza Tuesday is a particularly good event for that, because you just sat around the table chatting with people. And this is why head office put them on, is to give you the opportunity to spend some time in the company of like-minded people. And the more you do that, the more your business is going to pick up speed and going to go forward from there. What else is there? Where else should we go, Donna?
We talked about this a bit earlier, didn't we, Hazel? So, you know, light bulb moments. You might be there in, you know, at an event, at anything that you go into. You might hear someone say something, you think, hang on, yes, I get that. I could get, you know, you speak to so many people. I know daily I speak to a lot of people who they're doing long hours, or they've had to come back from work, their child's poorly, and now they're going to miss out on pay, etc. There's these light bulb moments where you might think, hang on, that worked for that person, that might well work for me. And yeah, like with Rob, my partner Rob has just come out of teaching. For him, it was listening to other teachers and realising, hang on, I can actually make a career out of it. So the kind of light bulb moments that you get in the business, that it might just be something that clicks you and go, that could work for me.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, there's so many key tips and ideas. You know, there's on stage at big events, you'll find they often have panels or where they're interviewing different people who've had successes in various areas of the business. Or maybe at an op, you get people just standing up and giving, you know, their top tip if they've recently had a success, or, you know, something along those lines, or, you know, sharing an idea for moving things forward. You know, that's perfect. That's what these Zoom calls every Sunday evening are for. It's about sharing tips and ideas that everybody can implement and put into practice. So, you know, key tips and ideas is another massive reason why we should be attending events on a regular basis.
And I think also the motivational side, you know, hopefully this call will motivate you. Hopefully you guys will go on to Eventbrite and you'll book your ticket and you'll think, oh, and maybe you might think, oh, I can't do that. I don't know who's going to walk the dogs when I'm away. I don't know who's going to have the children. Book the ticket. You're 50% of the way there, and then sort the other bit out after, but you can do this. So hopefully, you know, just the motivation, listen to us tonight. I'm hoping that's going to help you guys think, yeah, I'm going to book on to that summer scissor. I'm going to make sure that I put the next 4 ops into my diary and I tell people what's happening, and really just make events part of your you know, everyday life in Utility Warehouse.
Absolutely. And I think there is also a statistic as well, that the activity that people put in after attending an event, whether it be an opportunity presentation or a big event like Express Day or MAD, I think that, you know, that the activity is a known statistic that people do a lot more and have a lot more success in the 2 or 3 weeks after they've attended an event than they do, you know, in the weeks leading up to it, generally speaking. So, you know, that in itself, if you go into them regularly, it just helps you keep that consistency going, doesn't it?
Completely.
Your recognition as well is absolutely massive, and we do a lot of this. You know, there's no other company I've experienced that recognizes people for successes and achievements like this company does. There's so many benefits and promotions and all sorts of different things that they do, but to be able to stand up on stage, or, you know, just even stand up on your chair and have people applaud you and pat you on the back and congratulate you, you know, it's just amazing. So the recognition that you get and the boost that you get personally from that at these events is just massive as well.
And I think another thing that you get from it, it really does give you, how can I put it in a nice way, a really good kick up the backside. You know, you're sat there thinking, when you listen to other people's stories, I love that, you know, we're all kind of engrossed in our own lives. We all have a lot of stuff goes on, and what's great with you, Doug, sometimes you can just drop it for a little bit. People say that, if I'm honest, I would probably not encourage that. I think you just have to carry on doing a little bit every day, even though, you know, sometimes it's a bit tough. But going to these things and listen to people's stories, it might be personal things they're going through, health issues, and you look and think, hang on, they are doing that. Why am I moaning? I can do this. So it does give you a good hard.
Yeah, there's a definite sense quite often of, if they can do it, so can I.
Exactly.
I mean, one of the other aspects, you know, the personal development side of things, you know, this business is massive for personal development. We all know that, and hopefully we're all benefiting from it. But, you know, not only at these events do you have the opportunity to come up close and personal with a wonderful Barry the Book, who is fantastic. You can get yourself added on to the Book of the Month program, which keeps that personal development going. But also, that's the people you pick up, that you listen to on stage, or who are speaking, or you chat with. They're guaranteed to say, oh, you know what, I've just read this book, or there's this stuff or that thing going on, or, you know, so I've listened to this. The personal development that you pick up, and again, the suggestions, is just incredible, really. There's, yeah, mind-blowing.
Yeah, and I think also just how much it does really help. There's and I know maybe in lots of teams we've got a couple of people, which they wouldn't mind me saying, I obviously won't say who it is, but who suffer really badly with anxiety. They suffer with quite a few different issues. So even getting in a car and driving for 2 hours is a huge thing for them. But they've come to these events and they get there and they really feel like they're surrounded by their family, because everyone is so they're just on the same wavelength. Everyone's out to look after each other, and I think that's a huge thing here. And like you said, with reference to developing new skills, I've employed staff for years, and I've done, you know, do lots of face-to-face stuff. Me doing Zoom calls, I would never have done Zoom calls before I joined Utility Warehouse. So again, I learn something new every day, and I think that's a great thing. Is we've always been, you hear people, older people say, "Oh, I know everything now." No, we don't. Every day we learn something new, and it's a great thing. If someone's doing it right, copy them. So this is it. Copy these guys who are going on all these events. Come along with us.
Definitely. And it just, if nothing else, events just reinforce what the business can do for you. As we've said, you see so many people that have achieved so many different things. So it just gives you that belief and that reinforcement that this is quite a phenomenal opportunity that we've got our hands in. It just makes us realize exactly what we've got. And talking about belief, Donna, I think you were telling me earlier, you've got quite an amazing story about when what events have done for you and how they've really cemented your belief and got you moving forward with this business.
Yeah, completely. Like I'm just cutting it down. It took us 6 years to join this business. 3 different people asked us, and I was just so cynical. I thought, no, it doesn't work. I didn't want to know. I thought it was going to the events, going to MAD, going to Express Day, amazing. Have really, really helped me. I will always go to them. One thing which isn't an event, but you can actually make it into an event, is speak to your upline. If you haven't gone to HQ yet, if you haven't gone up to see head office, because if you need belief, we always say, if you haven't got enough, borrow someone else's. That's absolutely fine until you've got your own. But when you go up to head office, for argument's sake, the size of it, when you see everyone working there, the teamwork involved there, it's absolutely mind-blowing. It's amazing. And I know for me, we've been up a couple of times now, and it is that thing. I am, like you've just said, purple through and through now.
Totally.
It changes you. So I would just say, for me, a very cynical person who would have potentially sat there and gone, yeah, it doesn't work. I really did get involved. I went to loads of trainings, loads of events, and I will never, ever stop, ever. Yes.
Absolutely. Brilliant. And, ultimately, as I said to you earlier, events are absolutely what moves the business from your head down to your heart. It takes away that, there shouldn't be any skepticism by the time you're in the business anyway, but for people who are a little bit unsure, or for guests that you're bringing along to the op, it gives them that belief and that reinforcement. And it's, sayings like that are so true. Ultimately, the events are what really get us into the business in the first place, because, taking along to guests, that's, the majority of people join after having attended an event or an op, or, gone along as a guest to MAD or whatever. But ultimately, they're what keep us in the business in the long run. And NGL, I think he is, but Stefan Longworth, who's kind of doing phenomenally well in the business, one of his kind of famous sayings is to be here a year from today. And that in itself is massive. This business is about taking so many tiny baby steps. But if you add up, it's the compound effect, a slight edge. If you add up lots and lots of little baby steps, then all of a sudden you look back and you've achieved a massive, giant leap. And, we just need to promise ourselves that no matter what happens between now and, this time next year, you'll be at the same event in a year's time. So if you go to MAD, then promise yourself that, when you're sat at MAD, not if, but when you're sat at MAD, promise yourself that you'll be there in a year's time. Go back to the event next year, and then you will look at how far you've come. And that's absolutely amazing. Keep doing lots of little steps like that, and over time you are undoubtedly going to succeed in this business.
And I think moving on, obviously after this call tonight, everyone's going to be eager to get their team to events, get everyone there. So ways that you can get your team to event, posting on your WhatsApp group. If you haven't got a WhatsApp group, you're not set up. It's easy to do, add lots of people on it, and just add all of the events on the WhatsApp group. Put it on your Facebook page, not your public one. You might have everyone come in, that would be good. But no, put it on your Facebook page, things like that. Send in a text, send an email, or call people, use the phone, ring up and say, hi, Joe. Hi, Joe, I talk to you. We've got this event, it's down in Plymouth, you're going to come along, I can even pick you up on the way. Or, just go, blindfold them, gag them, and drag them there. Simple, because they might not overly like the journey, but when they get there, I promise you, they will absolutely love it, and they will thank you forever. So physically, just drag them there.
I'm not entirely sure that head office condone abduction, but I'm all for giving it a go. I'm game.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep it going.
Stuck them in your boot of your car, tell them you take them on a surprise journey or something. But Donna's right, you know, all of these different ways are, you know, okay at getting people along to events. But ultimately, there is only one way that's really going to get all your team surrounding you at big events, isn't it, Donna? It's all about picking up that phone, okay? You can text people, you can WhatsApp people till the cows come home, but none of it conveys that sense of urgency or that excitement that you have about the event yourself. And that is absolutely what will get people to your events. People buy into you, they buy into your excitement, they buy into your passion. And if you've not got that, then they're going to kind of let life get in the way, as we were talking about earlier. So you really just need to go, you know what, WhatsApp is fine, Facebook is fine, text me, okay, sod it, I'm just going to pick up that phone. And, you know, if you really want to be surrounded at an event by your own team members, safe in the knowledge that that event is going to give them the injection and the boost to surge ahead in the following few weeks and months, because, like we said just now, a massive proportion of activity is done shortly after a big event. You know, there's only one thing you can do, and that's pick up the phone. As they say on, you know, was it the X Factor? Call. And don't assume people are going to book it for themselves. Don't assume they've seen messages on events or WhatsApp. You know, just don't make any assumptions. You know, I won't mind admitting that, you know, life's been a bit crazy for me lately, and you know, we've got a Summer Sizzler coming up in you know, in a month or two's time, and you know, we've posted it on the WhatsApp group a few times, and I've not really started my major push forward for booking it yet, but you know, really I should have done, and I'll hold my hands up. You know, none of us are perfect, but you know, this was really brought home to me a couple of days ago when one of my team members put something on the WhatsApp chat saying, oh, is there a Summer Sizzler event this month coming up soon, and if so, where is it, and when is it? And you know what, actually that was a real kick up the bum for me, really, because you know, I had, for whatever reason, assumed they wouldn't be able to make it for family circumstances, or you know, that everybody had seen it going into the group, and this person clearly hadn't. And that was a big failing on my part. If I had have picked up the phone and systematically worked through my list of team members and said, are you coming to the event, are you coming to the event, and this is something I will be doing and I've still got time to do, but I should have started already. So it's never too early to pick up that phone and learn from everybody else's mistakes, that actually as soon as an event is launched, we need to be pushing it, and we need to be getting it into people's diaries as soon as possible by picking up the phone. And don't assume anything, really, because you know, clearly it doesn't work. I'm living proof of that. So yes, yeah, it's, and you know, Claire Hingot as well, Donna, she had quite an amazing story with this as well, didn't she?
Yeah. So Graham Cozier is her upline, and if it wasn't for him, who persistently carried on bothering her. So Claire had gone pretty dormant. So she was an ID, but she was dormant. She wasn't doing much. And he carried on inviting her, kept on, and got her along to mad. And if he hadn't done so, that, you know, that's a SGL leg now in his business, with thousands of extra group customers. So he was just persistent, carried on, and look what, you know, it's given both of them, as we know, it helps everyone in the business. So just don't let people get away. If you've got those IDs that you feel they've gone into witness protection, and you thought, I haven't spoken to them for 6 months, pick up the phone, text them if you don't feel you can pick up the phone, but get in contact with them, because their circumstances might have changed, and now the timing might just be perfect.
Yeah, so true. And Graham Cozier often says that actually the number one key skill with this business is to get good at inviting. You know, whether that be inviting existing team members along, or you know, persuading existing team members along to presentations, or going to big events with and inviting new guests to ops. It could be anything, but if you get good at inviting and getting good at talking to people about events, then there is no way that your business will fail. And you know, let's face it, Graham Cozier and Claire Hingot and so many other people in this business have taken it by storm, have done amazing things with this business, because they've got really good at inviting. So that's absolutely massive, and something we should all really focus on. So Donna, I'm curious, just to wrap up, what's your one favourite thing that you've got from an event?
Do you know what? When we spoke about this earlier, I thought, my flag. I love my flag.
Amazing.
Brilliant. I've got a lot more from that personal development, of course. But straight away, I'm thinking of this flag. Because the song, the flag, it comes on your, at home, and straight away it kickstarts you.
Yeah.
And I'm very, music gets me going and all that. So I think, Fly the Flag, the song is something that straight away kicks me back into that mode. I'm like, right, I'm going to make those calls. I'm going to do those neighbourhood letters. I'm going to invite someone to the op. So for me, it's that, I think just the whole feeling, put that song on and I'm off on one.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, for me, it's the pride of just seeing team cross stage at events and achieve things and really, start doing really well in this business, knowing that I've often been with them right from the start and kind of help them get where they want to. It's just, it makes so much difference. So yeah, events are great in so many different ways, but ultimately get good at inviting. Get good at just picking up the phone. Inviting isn't a complicated skill. It isn't something that you've got to spend hours learning. All you've got to do is learn to pick up the phone and dial a number and talk to somebody and just say, look, come on, come along, because I promise you won't regret it. Or what are you doing on Wednesday night that can't be put off? I've got something I really need you to see. But ultimately, have that excitement, have that passion, have that urgency in your voice. And people will follow you. People will buy into that. And that is really, really where the key things. So, Donna, we've touched on MAD quite a lot, of which people have now got availability to book tickets on the partner portal. Tickets are going to sell out for that, folks. So do not hang around. Do not wait. Do not worry about, I need to sort out who's going to walk my dog. Book the ticket and sort the details out later. But there's lots of other events coming up around the country. Donna, whereabouts are you? Have you got anything local to you coming up?
We're down in Plymouth. So for us, it would be like your Cardiff Summer Sizzler. But, Saturday 27th, you've got that. Saturday 27th of July. And we did touch on MAD. Anyone, because like what you said, Hazel, some of my team might have not seen the WhatsApp. So MAD, that we've got a lot of new people in the team. It is Saturday the 7th of September. If anyone's writing notes, the first one is Saturday the 7th of September in Harrogate. And then the day after, there's another one on Sunday the 8th in Cheltenham. Tickets are available online, but like what Hazel says, they will go. So please book it. It's £20. And it's been known, you go to these events, you are kickstarting your business. You are going to be 6 months ahead of these people that aren't going to events. 12 months, you're just going to be ahead. So you've got to go on it. Yeah, just keep booking them. I'm going to be watching to see who's not booking. And I'll be knocking on the door.
Fantastic. And just to clarify, don't feel you need to attend both Harrogate and Cheltenham. It's an event that's repeated, so we put it on twice because we appreciate that not everybody from up north can get all the way down to Cheltenham, and not everybody from all the way down in the far south can get up to Harrogate. So we repeat it to try and get to make it as accessible as possible for as many people as possible. So there we are. That kind of draws us to a close. We've kept you for a good half an hour this evening, but I hope that has been of use to you. It's certainly something that both Donna and I are very passionate about, and something that we are going to be going back to our teams and working on to get people attending the events and moving forward. If you've got any questions, if you're not sure about what is happening in your area, please do go back to your upline or your GLs or your SGLs further up and ask them what's going on. And as I say, get yourself onto the partner portal and get your MAD ticket booked if you haven't done so already. Donna, have you got anything else you'd like to add?
I was going to start singing, but I'm not. No, have a great evening, guys. Get on that partner portal now and book your ticket. Just do it. Just do
Amazing. All right, then we'll leave you guys to go and get your tickets booked, and we'll look forward to seeing you same time, same place next week for a new starters call. All right, everybody, have a great evening. Thank you for dialing in. Bye-bye.